Schachter Show. Normally, we reserve Mondays for a better luck next time Monday. Not today, she said. No way. Today is the inaugural version of Victory Monday. Congratulations to the Jaguars and all the Jaguars fans coming together, finally getting that big, elusive, warm, cuddly W. And how much better is it taste that you got it against the Colts? Little AFC South action. Poor Colts haven't won in Jacksonville in 27 and a half years. It's been a long time for those guys. I like keeping it that way. Trevor and the boys showed out. For real. Been waiting on that kind of performance all year. Saw lots of great stuff on the field yesterday. And, of course, before the game as well, we had a big charity tailgate out at the Duval House. Thank you for everyone who showed up and braved the wet weather and the rain. You can't count us in that crew. We actually couldn't broadcast from the location because it was raining. We had to come back to the studio. Boo. You can go ahead and take that off the chair, Brian. Go ahead. Brian Middleton getting settled here in the studio. Now that you don't have to be married to that board with producer specialist Jordana there pressing the buttons. And Brian, I know you're getting settled in there, but you must have been happy watching that game.
I just hit my knee.
Oh.
Am I on?
You are.
Am I on?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
I can.
I hit my knee just beforehand, man.
That's tough, especially on a guy of your stature and size.
That's what I'm saying, man. The knees are, man.
You go hitting your knee, it's like a headbutt for me.
Okay.
I asked if you were happy watching the game.
I guess. It's fine.
Cool.
It's fine.
I didn't realize you had a sports freak in here.
I mean, I guess it's better than 0-5. I'm not.
Look at you. How dare you?
Nah, I'm gonna be the thing that keeps everything settled around here.
How dare you?
I'm not gonna be living in no fluff land because we barely beat an injured Colts team. I'm not doing that with y'all.
It's not fluff land. You got to be happy you got your first win of the year.
No. I don't have to be happy. I can be relieved. Not happy, though, Aaron Schachter.
You didn't think you saw something that you loved yesterday?
Okay, let's start right here. So, first of all, I saw multiple things that I loved yesterday. First and foremost, yes, you're right. The Jags winning, I'm for it. I need it. It makes life easier, especially if you're there and you're sitting in a post-game press conference looking at Doug Peterson piercing through you. And I didn't even ask the question, Doug. I didn't ask the question. What you looking at me for? Or Trevor up there clearing his throat for the 17th time before he answers the question the same way he answered it week 1 of 2023 and 2022. So, yeah, it's a lot more fun and easier that way, Aaron. But I love to see that on his birthday, Trevor Lawrence showed out.
That's like part of a happy story.
I love that BTJ. First of all, did you see the thing I texted you? Did you see his chain?
I did.
Holy smokes.
Super icy.
He ain't on no rookie. That must be NIL money. That was NIL money for sure. Because glory, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to the Jaguars YouTube page, find the post-game sound from the game yesterday, and look at Brian Thomas Jr.'s chain. And you know what? He deserves a chain like that. The way he was cooking out there, I think 122 yards, reception yards.
I'm pretty sure he's in the top 10 in receiving yards in the league right now. I got to pull that up, but he's having a heck of a start to a career
problem
right there.
Out here. I was happy about Tank Bigsby, of course. I'm happy about the offensive line. You know, it didn't look great all the time, but it has looked a lot better this week, and then it looked better last week than what we saw for the opening week.
That's all you can ask for, improvement.
Joe Flacco is 4,000 years old, okay? And he's cooking us in different jerseys each year. And it's not just Joe Flacco.
I got BTJ in 6th in the league right now.
Okay. Yeah, I already got to the unhappy stuff, so let me stick with the happy stuff. Aaron, what are you happy about, though?
Well, I'm happy about a few things. I'm happy about the fact that even though you're not really sure if the offensive line is where it needs to be or if they're doing what they need to be doing out there, especially in that run blocking scheme, you do have a running back who says, I don't care. He's going out there and he's getting those yards. I'm looking at Tank Bigsby yesterday or during the game, and you got to realize Tank, he had 85 of those yards after contact. 85. You look at a guy like Travis Etienne, maybe it wasn't so pretty. Not so much. ETN struggling a little bit after contact this year. They're certainly leaning on him in that passing game. He's getting all the targets in the passing game when it comes to running backs. But if you're looking at Tank Bigsby's day yesterday, I got him as 13 attempts, 101 yards. Bro, I'm telling you, what was that number? 84 yards came after the first contact.
Yeah, man.
84. He's getting met in the backfield just like ETN. He's just not stopping. Not stopping. 2 straight games where Bigsby is running wild.
Is he RB1 now?
A lot of people are having the debate.
Oh, boy.
As a matter of fact, me and your guy Toriano were talking about it on Before the Roar, the show you abandoned this past weekend.
Okay.
And what we came up with was, while you want to start Bigsby, you kind of can't yet if you're in fantasy.
Why not?
Couple of reasons. Number one, chances are if you've got ETN on the roster and you got Bigsby as a handcuff, it's too high of a draft pick to bench at this point. Number two, he's still capable of giving you a big day with the pass receptions and the running attack. But that's moot or mute, as Doug likes to say. All right, you want to tell Doug who to start in fantasy? He's just going to he's just going to tell you he'll take it under consideration. That being said, when it comes to real life, real football, humans, IRL, man, Bigsby sure does look like RB1 on this team right now, doesn't he?
What a change from last season for Tank Bigsby. What a change in the energy that he's exhibiting on the field.
Or what the trust that they have in him.
That the fans, the way they've talked about him, and I granted, from rookie to second year, but man, that's about as transformative a change that we've seen on this team in a while.
Yeah.
From the confidence level.
It's fairly impressive. You could say the same thing about Brian Thomas Jr. at wide receiver versus maybe the situation that had been here previously. If Trevor wasn't going to Kirk and he wasn't going to Ingram, well, we didn't know what was going to happen. You hope for the best. Brian Thomas Jr. is getting dang close to a sure thing out there on the wide receiver group. I mean, the man is just continuing to eat up every target thrown his way. What was the count yesterday? Let me pull up that receiving report. I believe he had either he caught all of his targets or he missed one. I'm sorry. He was 5 receptions on 8 targets, 122 yards. 122 yards. No need to wonder about his contested catches. There were 2 of them. Not going to have too many of them, though, because he's burning everybody, Brian.
Yeah.
Running down streaking down the sideline.
You saw the speed?
What was that, a lightning bolt? Nope. It was the second best receiver at LSU last year. Just making everybody pay.
22 miles per hour.
Making everybody pay faster than everybody in the league this year on that one play.
Like, if you get hit by a car at 22 miles per hour, I know it feels slow. It'll hurt. You'll be injured.
For who does it feel slow for?
You'll be injured. Okay, there's speed limits that are only 15 miles per hour. He could get a ticket in those zones.
Legit?
Ain't that something?
Wow, I never thought of it in those terms.
Like, man, sit down somewhere, man. In the end zone, preferably.
22 miles an hour. That's no joke.
That's crazy work.
Jags fans were looking for someone to stretch the field last year in Calvin Ridley. All you had to do was wait an extra season. And by the way, it's not like Christian Kirk was a slump yesterday either. Christian Kirk had a day.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, that's right.
Second game in a row.
Sure, yeah, that's cool.
4 of 4, granted, but for 88 yards.
Yeah, that was nice. It was good.
Getting good separation out there.
Okay.
No?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
You don't really sound too excited about it.
I like Christian Kirk. That's fine.
Yesterday's tomatoes, as far as you're concerned.
Okay.
You're all BTJ Jr. now.
I got to start getting the accent down.
Yesterday's tomatoes?
Yeah, I got to get the credit down, and I got to get yesterday's tomatoes.
I'll give you a guess of who was the lowest rated receiver in terms of the boys on offense yesterday.
Okay. You going to give me a guess?
I did.
Oh, I thought almost that meant like a hint. Oh, but no, that's just give me a guess. Okay, here we go. Gabe Davis.
Now, I don't understand why you'd even think something like that. Yes, Gabe Davis yesterday. Yeah. To put it in perspective, Brian.
Yeah.
The other guys who play wide receiver quite frequently for us. All right? You had Brian Thomas Jr. with a receiving grade of 84.4.
Okay.
You had Christian Kirk with a receiving grade of 69.8, despite catching every one of his targets. Giving him, I think they're taking some chunks off due to his lack of separation for most of the game. You had tight ends out there, guys like Luke Farrell on a couple of snaps. He had a 75-3. Brenton Strange, 4 targets yesterday. He had a 62-7. Josiah DeGora. Here's a guy, third-string tight end.
Oh, okay.
For who? Putting a 56 receiving grade, Brian. Still wasn't the worst on the team. In fact, it was Gabe Davis, as you alluded to. Gabe Davis put in a 42-5, and then to put the cherry and whipped cream on top, he went to the sideline and started screaming at Trevor Lawrence about it.
Hey, man. I'm surprised you didn't dramatize that, even though there's no transcript of the actual conversation.
I thought about it, but there's no aftermath. There wasn't even a present math. With all the cameras at every NFL game, sideline, drone, cameras on a wire, people with cell phones out, nobody caught this fight on video? You want to talk to me about Mandela effect being a conspiracy? You want to talk to me about how the government is listening to all the phone calls? This is a conspiracy. Where is the video of Gabe Davis versus Trevor Lawrence? Doesn't exist. I don't think it happened.
You don't think it? Oh, so now, okay.
I think it's a story.
It's like a Mandela effect.
That's what I just said. I think it's a story.
Oh, did you just say that?
I did.
Okay. Or did you?
I did. See?
Yeah, okay.
See?
Yeah, see, you thought you did.
Messing with you
now.
now.
No, that's me. It's my fault.
I just don't understand. So they asked Trevor about it after the game, and he gave his answer. But before we get to any of that, Jordana, I'd love to go to the phones here. If you could pot it up there on the board, I'll punch it down and welcome whoever is on the phone line at 904-362-9901. Welcome to the Aaron Schachter Show. Who's this?
Where's my music?
Unfortunately, Jordana has not graduated to that part of the training
my
yet.
My bad, Gary.
One, the trainer's obviously dropping the football.
You know what? I don't actually disagree with this. I don't disagree with this. I feel like if PFF were to grade Middleton on his ability to train Jordana right now, they'd probably take some points off. And quite frankly, I'll tell you what else, Gary. I was going to go to a hotkey earlier. I didn't have the confidence in my offensive line to go to that hotkey.
It was up.
I didn't know,
it was
though.
Up and ready to go. Yeah.
I didn't know. We didn't communicate on it. So
Thanks,
I tuned in to listen to Tigers, Guardians. What do I get? 2 bozos. And Jordana instead.
Oh.
No, at least you complimented Jordana. Okay.
Oh, I thought he called her a bozo.
Well, I'm not going to include her in you two guys' mess. It's not her fault.
Well, I'll tell you what is her fault. Having your volume as high up as it is so that it's so piercing in my ears is pretty much her fault. But we'll leave that just between us three, okay? What do you got, Gary?
But not only did he abandon Sunday, that's 2 Sundays in a row he abandoned before the war, okay?
Brian, get it together, buddy.
Hey, man, listen. Gary, hey, Gary, you know what? You know what I appreciate about you, Gary?
You show up less than Johnny Carson when he hosted the Tonight Show.
Who?
Right?
Sorry?
Who's that?
Excuse me?
What? Johnny who?
You show up less than Carson did when he hosted the Tonight Show.
Who's John
Was
Carson?
that a football player?
That sounds like one.
Baseball player, maybe?
Utility hitter, right?
Oh, okay.
You know damn well who he is.
No, they're not.
Not a utility player. Okay.
But I want to know what happened to your boy yesterday, Mr. Aaron Schachter. Aaron Rodgers, not 1, not 2, but 3 interceptions. They score 17. Not only that, he gives the other team 7.
Yeah.
You're playing the Bills on Sunday. One of you's got to have a third 3-game losing streak because the odds are it's not going to be a tie.
Fair enough.
At the end.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to tell you.
I heard from all these Jets fans he was the savior.
I would love to tell you that you're wrong about this, Gary.
Because of Brian, didn't you hear all that from Jets fans?
I mean, they was talking real spicy. You're right, Gary.
Did you hear it from this Jet fan, or did you hear me go on a tantrum for 4 months about how much I hated this decision? I mean, I was never one who was going to sit. Okay, I was never one who was going to sit here and support Aaron Rodgers openly just because his name is Aaron Rodgers. I was actually really bothered by the whole thing because the reality is, when the season is done, there's no plan B. Saleh is probably gone. Joe Douglas is probably gone. Aaron Rodgers is probably gone. They're not trying to get Devontae Adams because Adams doesn't want to go there because Adams is like, hey, what happens next year? We don't know. Don't know. That's where we're at. Talk to me about the Jets. They stink right now. Stink. Gave that game away. Gary, back to you.
Can I talk now?
Yes.
They forgot the last time Aaron Rodgers played decent football was 2 or 3 years ago.
That's not true.
They're trying to remember the old Aaron Rodgers, the Aaron Rodgers of old instead of the old Aaron Rodgers.
You don't need the Aaron Rodgers of old. You had him a couple of weeks ago. He played this year. He had a good game. a good game. He also hasn't played football in a year and a half. I would give him more than 4 or 5 weeks to knock the rust off.
He played one good game. He's getting $15 million a year. He played one good. That's Trevor Rogers territory. Trevor Lawrence territory.
Well, it's also Trevor Rogers territory. By the way, he's not getting $50 million a year. I think they salary capped him down to like 15. Now the signing bonus, that's a big chunk.
Well, how much did he get for the bonus then?
Enough, Gary. He got enough.
Semantics. He still got $50 million, didn't he?
Why don't we talk about your Dolphins? You had some good news this weekend with the Dolphins.
We got the W.
Yeah, look at you.
Huntley's got as many wins as starting as Trevor Lawrence. I understand that.
Cool. Leave it to Gary to find the bright side. Brian, you'll enjoy this story. You'll enjoy this story about Gary.
Okay.
Brian, am I lying with that statement?
He wasn't listening to you, Gary.
No, I wasn't, Gary.
No, it's definitely a symptom of how exciting. All right, I'm going to put him back on hold. It's a symptom of how exciting your phone calls are, that Brian is very engaged in what you're saying. Listen, Gary called me here in the studio on Sunday morning.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He wanted to know if he could participate in these the pregame show. Like Gary's trying to set up his day, I think. He's trying to find which shows he's going to listen to based on who he's going to call into. But, I pick up the phone, so me and Gary start chopping it up a little bit. And he goes, hey, what's up with the Naya guy? What's the deal with that? Telling me who to be and how to live.
Gary still coming at Naya?
And I'm like, man,
I ain't getting in the way now.
You may want to think twice about this one, Gary. You may want to reconsider. My guy Naya is calling from a penitentiary. And Gary didn't buy it at first. I'm like, look, I don't know Brian to be a liar, but Brian told me this information. So maybe Gary wants to just take it easy and call a truce or something, Gary.
You do notice I did make the call. I didn't heed the advice.
You did not heed no. Nobody tells Gary how to live. I'll say that. Gary's his own man. For sure.
Yeah, okay.
But all these Jets fans, he was the savior.
Still with this, huh?
Aaron Rodgers. One thing we were lacking was a quarterback. Oh, you know that so far through the first 4 games, the Jets' first 5 games, they put up as many points as they did last year with Sam Darnold as a quarterback. Same amount of points.
A couple of years late on that one, but we understand what you're trying to say there.
Well, same amount of points as last year. Remember the quarterback was?
It was Zach Wilson, but that's okay.
Same amount of points as Zach Wilson put up.
Yeah, well, Zach Wilson and Aaron Rodgers are like similar quarterbacks. I'm sorry, I can't even say that with a straight face.
That was wild.
I apologize.
I didn't know where you were going.
I apologize. Are you asking about Zach Wilson again? I can't do this, Gary. Gary, you got something to promote? Maybe an appearance you're making, a book you've written, or a show you'll be doing later today? Are you calling Jody Mack or something later? What do you got?
You'll find out. The next thing I promote will be my fist in your face.
Oh, how deliciously sounding. I'm sure it'll be all nice and soft and covered in buffalo wing sauce.
You will feel the war.
Yeah. All right. I appreciate you, Gary. Yeah. Thanks so much.
Off the rails, guys.
Yeah, Gary is sitting here trying to threaten everybody.
Way to go. Yeah, that really, it was entertaining a little bit in the very front end. I mean, where's my music? And I was like, okay. Knuckleheads plus Jordana. I was like, okay.
Let the record show. You're the one.
But then.
You're the one who called him back to the show.
Well, you couldn't say that with a straight face either.
No, we were sitting here flying high, man. We had months.
No, I'm checking the YouTube stream right now because I don't have a screen in front of me to see, what things look like. So it's about 15 seconds behind. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to see whether or not you kept a straight face when you said that just now. It's no way that you just did.
I did.
Okay.
We were fine. We were having fun. We were taking calls from all the boys.
Yeah.
And then you had to bring him back one day.
Okay.
And now look what's happening. We're getting fights between listeners. Gary's threatening to whisper sweet nothings into my face with his fist.
That's covered in buffalo.
That's covered in buffalo sauce. He doesn't wash his hands after eating buffalo wings.
Oh,
the dude,
boy.
He'll lick his fingers, but he won't wash them. And then he'll pretend like his hands are clean. He'll go around shaking everybody's hands or touching everything, tapping on the cell phone, putting fingerprints all over everything. You walk into Gary's house, everything smells like buffalo wings. What are you doing here, Gary?
It's very detailed.
I'm just saying it might have happened in another dimension or something. I'm just imagining these things. That's all. Don't call me out on that stuff, all right?
I'm not calling you out. I'm over here listening to you,
We're gonna have
going down the rabbit hole of
players-only meeting here if all this nonsense continues.
Well, I'm throwing off. I would have had a hotkey ready that would have broken up that that story just now. But, hey, man, listen, if you and Gary want to fight, cool. But if you and Nia want to fight Gary, again, that's not something I'm going to jump in. I'm not jumping in the middle of it.
We could do it for charity, and the charity will be Gary's dental fund after his jaw gets broken.
Duval Coroner.
There you go. A GoFundMe for Gary's funeral. 904-362-9901 is the phone number on the Aaron Schachter Show. Let's go ahead and take a quick break here, our first of the afternoon. And, of course, when we come back, we will finally get to some of the stuff that I've planned for you guys ahead on the show. I got a story about George Pickens being a baby boy. Lots of baby boys these days. Shout out to the Georgia fans. I know they love George Carl Pickens, but, man, this guy just throws tantrum after tantrum after tantrum. We've also got an edition of Dead or Alive, a Brian Middleton production.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
A little bit of an overreaction game coming up next hour as well. How about some realistic trade destinations for Devontae Adams, none of which start with the letter N for New York or J for Jets. We've also got more Jags news and info, bolstering the linebacker room, couple more observations from the game, and, of course, press conference audio from Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson. It's the Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690. Back in a few minutes.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Mostly cloudy today with scattered showers that will have a tendency to diminish later today. Still pretty warm, 80 to 85. Dropping to the lower 70s tonight and partly to mostly cloudy tomorrow. Your Tuesday high 83. And there'll be a few showers from time to time, but plenty of dry hours. Impacts from Milton look to be holding off until about later Wednesday through Wednesday night into Thursday. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jags.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where now you can save thousands on buy one, get one on wedding bands, going on now through October 31st.
Ronald McDonald House Charities of Jacksonville is celebrating 35 years of supporting the health and well-being of critically ill children and their families who need to be near a hospital. To learn more, visit rmhcjacksonville.org.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
If you needed one more reason to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler, get this. Diamonds Direct maintains involvement in the entire diamond process and handpicks the best just for you. You see, any jeweler can claim to be a direct importer or have so-called partnerships overseas, but Diamonds Direct has special access that others simply don't have. Nobody can get closer to the source than Diamonds Direct. Indeed, Diamonds Direct is recognized in the industry as a world diamond powerhouse with unrivaled buying power and decades of inside connections that go back to their roots as actual diamond cutters. Bottom line, Diamonds Direct is without question the jeweler here that can truly offer the absolute best value. We're true talking direct importer prices on hand-selected diamonds that come straight from the source. Make no mistake, Diamonds Direct refuses to be undersold on GIA-certified diamonds. And we challenge you, let us prove it. Diamonds Direct, your source for the ultimate diamond value.
Snyderman, could you shoot lasers out of your hands?
Nope.
Can you talk to fish?
I can't get them to listen.
Can you run super fast?
Bum knee.
Then what makes you a superhero?
Our AC is out.
Duty calls, kids.
Right now, Snyderman is running a special on duct cleaning to make sure the air flowing through your house is fresh and clean. Schedule your duct cleaning today at SnyderAC.com.
Breathe easy, Jacksonville, with Snyderman. CAC 1813307.
Are you a real estate investor or have considered investing and want to know where you can put your money that offers solid returns and protects against market volatility? It's Rich Jones. I want to introduce you to DLP Capital. CEO and founder Don Wenner.
For more than a decade, DLP Capital has delighted our investors with consistent double-digit returns. Through the smart, conservative real estate investment strategy our company is built on, we have been able to achieve this with monthly distributions and tax shelters so our investors can keep more of their returns.
Dial ** invest on your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
Elevate your live music experience with Daly's Place Blue. Live like a VIP with the best seats in the house, premium parking, your own private entrance, VIP lounge access, and guaranteed tickets to sold-out shows. Go to dailysplace.com or call 904-633-2000.
Stream the best of British TV on BritBox. Watch captivating dramas and gripping mysteries, whether it's entire series of massive hits like Sherlock and Vera, new seasons of originals like The Responder, starring international Emmy winner Martin Freeman, or an extraordinary selection of beloved treasures featuring Idris Elba, Jodie Comer, Matthew McFadden, Benedict Cumberbatch, and more. Only on BritBox. Watch with a free trial at BritBox.com.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very...
Calm? I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business calm at ooma.com/radio.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
ESPN.com is your home for all things ESPN 690. Find shows, podcasts, Florida State Seminoles football, contests, and more at ESPN690.com. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. Brian, you know, for all those months, we were talking about better luck next time Monday. It's finally next time.
Hey, is it next time? I can barely tell, man. It's like such a happy time with the music and the people. That's great, man.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's finally next time. Finally a victory Monday. Jags fans have waited a long time for this.
373 days. No. Don't quote me on that.
Long time for this. Just like I feel like every time we hear from Naya over at Cumberland, I feel like he's waiting a long time for it. And whenever that happens, whenever we get a prepaid call from the penitentiary in Maryland, I feel like we got to jump to it immediately.
Hey boys, what you want, what you want, what you want?
Order in the court.
The Prison Report.
Naya, welcome to the show, man.
Oh, what's up, brother?
Hold on one second. Let's pull this music down a little bit. A little more. There you go. Naya, welcome to the show.
Yeah, what's going on, man? How y'all doing?
What's happening? You must be happy, Naya. You've been waiting a long time for this victory, too. This is like 0.3% of your sentence you've been waiting for the Jags to get their next win.
Absolutely. Man, I'm on cloud 9 right now, man.
No doubt.
Straight up, man.
No doubt.
Finally got my day. We're in the winner's circle.
Now, you were actually a topic of conversation for me and a couple of my friends this weekend. I was out celebrating the birthday of a coworker, worked down the hall. Shout out to Reg Jones, who turned 65 recently. And we were talking. He assumed, Naya, you were a fictional character. He thought I was inventing you, making you up. He's very wrong.
No, Reg, man. No, Reg, man. Live and direct, man.
Now, unfortunately, he won't be able to hear you unless his hearing aid is in, so I wouldn't worry about talking directly to him. But thank you, Naya. I appreciate the testimonial on my behalf. But go ahead, sound off, man. What are you thinking about the team after this weekend?
Oh, man, I love it, man. I told you last week, man, I felt as though Tank Bigsby was going to have a game, right?
Now, you were right.
You know what I'm saying? And he went ahead and did his thing. Yep. BTJ, he's shining. You know what I'm saying? Everybody did good. I ain't gonna lie, man.
I mean, everybody, Naya, every single person out there did good?
No. I'm saying, see, I can't see the games. You know what I'm saying? Because they only go show
You got Ravens games or something, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Although the Ravens game was pretty good. If you got to see that Bengals Ravens game, that one was a thriller. But yeah, no, I guess the point I'm trying to make, Naya, is the fact that the defense still gave up a ton of points, especially at the very end of the game. Joe Flacco on his last 2 possessions, I think, was flawless, a perfect quarterback rating. And it's one thing when it's Joe Burrow doing it to you or Lamar Jackson doing it to you. It's another thing when the quarterback was alive when money was still based on the gold standard. I mean, that dude, as Brian pointed out, is an old cat, and he was out there just dicing for the second year in a row against the Jaguars. A little bit disconcerting is the secondary with this team right now.
Right. That's for real, man. I'm talking about, man, bro, I was in here biting my nails, and I don't even bite my nails, man. I'm talking about when I look up, and I see the ticker, and that thing say that they just scored 34. I say, come on, man. So now I'm thinking we shouldn't give it up. But Trevor, I'm going to give him credit, get an offense credit. You know what I'm saying? They went down there and did what they had to do to put the team in field goal range. And,
for sure. Yeah, they're earning that credit from you today, for sure. Absolutely. Lots of guys balled out.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who's not getting enough credit, and obviously you need to see the play to really give him the credit. But, Brian, we talk a little bit about the offensive line and how much better it's playing. Ezra Cleveland out there in this past game with not only did he have an 83.5 pass block grade, which was good for third on the team behind Mitch Morse and Cam Robinson, but his run block score of 89.8 was a team high for the entire season. That man is just out there bulldozing holes open for guys like Travis Etienne and Tank Bigsby. Unfortunately, when he bulldozes the holes open, it's defenders running through it instead of our running backs because Tank Bigsby's out there trying to fling people off of him in the backfield. They got to give these guys a little breathing room back there.
Right, man. I mean, that's what we got. You know, that's the thing that I was beating my chest on in here before the season started, because I'm telling everybody how, you know, Ezra Cleveland and Mitch Morse, you know, I'm telling everybody like, look, boy, the rank ain't gonna be on point this year, you know. And then we wasn't using it like that.
Yeah.
You know, it was like it was Trevor Lawrence. You know what I'm saying? I understand Trev that he got an arm, and you know what I'm saying, we paid him that money, but you got to be a balanced attack, man.
You need some tools there. You need some resources to help him out. I'm with you.
Right. So I was very happy, man. But disappointed in the defense, but I was very happy to see our offense clicking like that. And disappointed to see our defense go ahead and give up those 14 points late like that in the game, man, where they made it close like that.
No doubt.
You know, but other than that, man, I'm happy, man. I'm still floating right now, man.
Yeah, well, keep converting your friends over there at Cumberland, man. We could use more folks on the bandwagon here in Duval.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. We got like 8 of them over here. You know, they diehard Ravens and Commanders and Cowboys and all that, man.
Cowboys. That's unfortunate.
That's not unfortunate. Yeah, it's actually what we should be. We should be locking up all the Cowboys fans. I'm with them on that
when you
one.
say it that way.
Yeah. Get them off the street.
You know, it's crazy, though, because, you know, by being Washington, you know what I'm saying, a lot of these guys is born to hate the Redskins.
Yeah.
So they grew up Dallas Cowboys fans.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? But,
it's just back in the day, rivalries just kind of stick with everybody. There are a few of those that still exist that don't really matter as much, like when the NBA reconfigured all of their conferences and moved a couple of teams east to west. The MLB has done it over the years. Obviously, the NFL did it recently. I think when I moved here, the Jaguars, the AFC South was a 6-team division, if I remember correctly.
Right.
And so you end up having these rivalries that just don't exist or matter to anybody at some point, except for whoever lived through them. So it does get kind of weird, I think, sometimes.
Now, speaking on that real quick, right? Now, that's the thing that I didn't like and I didn't understand when they made the AFC South. How could you put Indianapolis in the AFC South? Miami's supposed to be in the AFC South.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I do think they wanted they needed 4 teams for the East, and maybe they were struggling. I guess you could have taken any of the Mid-Atlantic teams on the East Coast, like Baltimore or something like that, and put them in the East if they really wanted to. I don't know.
Absolutely.
It's a good question.
Absolutely, man.
It's a good question. Maybe because there's so much of a connection between the New York tri-state area and South Florida that they wanted to keep that team in the same division. You know, they kind of do the same in the NL East. You got the Mets and you got Miami in there. You got the Rays in the AL East, and then you got the Yankees in the AL East. Maybe I'm onto something here, guys.
Hey, man. I thought it was a little conspiracy at first, man. That they put Peyton Manning down there with us because we was dogging the AFC Central.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
then
definitely.
They put Peyton Manning down there with us.
Yeah. It kind of changed things a little bit. Yeah. Go ahead, Brian.
Absolutely.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something.
No. I just had a realization, and it showed on my face.
Oh.
That's all.
Is it a private realization? Something you want to share with the class?
No, I shared it in the break.
Oh, so it is private.
So it's kind of the class, but not everybody.
All right. Well, Niall, I'll give you the final word before we move on, buddy. What do you got this week? You know, we got a hurricane coming this week, so it's actually fortunate you called today. We likely will not be on the air Friday. As of now, we're definitely not going to be on the air Wednesday, and we'll see how the rest of the week pans out.
Okay. Bet that up, man. But, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? I want to shout out to everybody, man. Happy everybody got to celebrate this win together. You know what I'm saying? I hope there's many, many more to come. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And, the boy Gary, you feel me?
Uh-oh.
Man, I don't want no smoke, Gary, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no smoke, man.
No smoke with Gary. Look at this. Naya thought about it, and he was like, look, I have, as an older gentleman, maybe some sensitive eyes. I don't want Gary spitting into my eyes whenever he talks to everybody. It gets very moist out here, like going to that Gallagher show. He's like, all right, Gary, you keep that smoke. You keep those buffalo wing fingers away from me.
Naya,
I hear
way
you.
to take the high road, Naya.
Yeah, man. High road for Naya. See?
Hey,
rehabilitation.
Bro, I'm trying to come home, bro.
You know what I mean?
No smoke, man.
Because I don't know the address to the high road, Naya. You know what I mean? If it was me, it would have been a totally different conversation.
Kidding me?
But I appreciate the fact you took the high road just now.
You live in the high road.
Because I would have been like, come see me yesterday.
Man, I don't need that man trying to mess my shot up.
You know what I mean?
You, man.
Trying to take that chip. All right, Naya, it's good talking to you, man. We'll speak to you later.
All right, man. Y'all enjoy yourselves, man. I'll let y'all through, man.
See you, bud. See you later. We got to be the highlight of that dude's day. That makes me feel good every week. I love it. If for no other reason, Naya, you're doing me a service. You're making me feel good, man. Thank you so much. The Aaron Schachter Show, we intended to play cuts. I intended to play Trevor Lawrence at a minimum. I wanted to hear about this Gabe Davis fight. I wanted to hear about his thoughts on Tank Bigsby. We got some Doug Peterson stuff, too. We'll try and get to it here on the Aaron Schachter Show. Jump on in if you'd like to 904-362-9901. Back in a couple of minutes on ESPN 690.
Kevin Harlan here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One. Join Ross Tucker and me from Arrowhead in Kansas City this week. It's the 4-0 Chiefs taking on the Saints. Derek Carr in New Orleans started the season with 2 straight wins, but now have fallen to 2-2. Can they bounce back against Patrick Mahomes and the defending Super Bowl champs? Tune in to find out on Monday Night Football.
Jacksonville's home for Monday Night Football is right here on ESPN 690.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Main office, Jacksonville. When it comes to protecting your family and your property, there's one name in the home security industry that has stood the test of time: SafeTouch Security. For decades, SafeTouch has been and continues to be the leader in home security systems, offering the latest technology at the lowest price. SafeTouch offers 5 layers of defense for your home, giving you peace of mind whether you're home or not. The SafeTouch security yard sign lets everyone know this house is protected. Then there's the SafeTouch perimeter guard cameras, the two-way communicators, and the crash and smash technology, all controlled with an integrated app which can be used anywhere there's internet. With SafeTouch, you're never home alone and never away from home. These are state-of-the-art systems that you would expect to pay hundreds for. But right now, SafeTouch is offering their once-a-year deal which can save you up to 50% on your security package. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license EF2000195.
See dealer for complete details. We're celebrating our 20th anniversary, serving Jacksonville with the largest pre-owned inventory sale in our history at Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Bay Meadows. Choose from Ram trucks, Jeeps, Ford, Chevy, Honda, Toyota, Nissan, and more. Many starting at below market value. We have lots of financing options. Get approved today. There's only one dealer with so much to offer. Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Only at I-295 and Bay Meadows.
Jasmine is Northeast Florida's only LGBTQ+ youth center, offering health and mental health programs, housing supports, and teen and family initiatives. Jasmine is the safe place our LGBTQ+ young people need right now. Partner to support our effort. Visit jasmine.org today.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Autumn is in the air, and like the leaves, prices are falling at Harbor Freight's parking lot sale this weekend. We've got tons of products on sale, like 3-ton jacks for under $100, 5,000-watt generators $250 off, plus dual bevel miter saws at nearly half the price of the competition. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight. Valid until 10/13/24 while supplies last. So hurry in. Limitations apply.
Connect with us on Facebook.
What do you mean by that?
Search for @ESPN690 Jags and check out the latest sports news, live stream, or show clip.
Now we talking.
ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show. I think this is Jordana's Chocaflaca that she was talking to you about, Brian.
Chocaflaca.
Chocfleta.
Yeah. What about it? Who's throwing stuff at her? A belt? You talking about the belt?
First of all.
The belt conversation?
No. First of all, Chocfleta, I thought was a flip-flop.
Yeah, that's when she was like, yo, like, hit me with the belt. And sorry. She didn't say hit me with the belt. She said there was good times with the belt, but that was after the flip-flop. Right? Jordana,
was.
Get on here because I'm messing up your story.
It was after the flip-flop.
I'm telling the story that you may or may not have said.
Oh, look, Jordana's on the show. Welcome to the show, Jordana.
So it's chancleta.
Chancleta. Which is also my nickname when I weigh 40 more pounds. Chancleta.
Yeah. Aaron Chancleta Schachter.
Yeah, I like the way that you snuck that in
people
there. When
wouldn't
I
understand
weighed
now.
40 pounds.
Yeah, people wouldn't understand now. They look at me, they go, oh, you're a svelte, slim guy.
You
Svim.
are. You are.
I'm Svim. But
Is that German? What is that?
A couple of months ago,
Okay.
I was Chancleta.
You know what, Aaron? I was cutting clips because eventually we're going to get some posts that aren't just pictures on our IG page. And I got to be real with you, man.
Okay.
I was pulling stuff from as recently as June.
Yeah, June.
I mean, and it's just, it's night and day. And I went back to February. I was like, who is this man?
That fat zilch was me. Yeah.
It was the jowls.
Yeah.
The jowls.
Big jowls, yeah.
Yeah. You don't got that anymore, man.
I don't normally hold all that weight in my face anyway, so I appreciate the compliments, Brian. I do. I appreciate that, but not necessary, man. You're already in good standing with me. That's fine. But yeah, you want to call me Chunkleta, I would understand where you're coming from. In any case.
Why'd you bring that up, by the way?
Because this is the fake Dirt Off Your Shoulder music bed. I don't know if it's still playing if you want to pop that up, but it's got a little reggaeton to it.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if it's still. I don't think it's still playing. No. We're just gonna end up firing off commercials. Let's not play with it. Let's not play with it.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the press conference. I want to hear Trev talk about the Gabe Davis thing. Can we finally do that, Brian? Is that something that you'll let me do now?
It's the Aaron Schachter show.
Oh, okay. Just check. Okay. So the reporters were asking Trev, granted, it would have been the literal first thing. I don't care, first win of the season. I don't care, best game of your career. I don't care, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. How old are you now? None of that. I want to know, hey, what is up with this conspiracy, this fake story that never happened, this Mandela effect of Trevor Lawrence and Gabe Davis having a fight on the sideline? And word is, Trevor Lawrence threw the tablet. When my kids throw a tablet, I don't let them have it back. And Dougie P's going up there going, hey, that costs money, Trev. What are you doing? We're in Jacksonville. You can't be throwing tablets all over the place. Now you got to pay for it. It's a good thing they just gave him the bag. He can afford it now. All right, let's get to the Trevor question right here on Gabe Davis.
And then CBS said early in the game that you and Gabe kind of got into it and you maybe even threw a tablet. Was there an exchange over there on the sideline?
Sat it down firmly. No. Yeah, we were.
Look at Trevor have a little sense of humor. About it.
Put it down roughly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
He said firmly, not roughly. You're a journalist. Have some respect.
Jeez, all right.
No, get it right. We're not paraphrasing to the subject.
Loosely. Yeah, I mean, it happens in this game. I mean, people that have played it know. People that haven't probably don't really understand all the emotions that go into it. And there was some frustration. We had a little back and forth and cleared it up. That's all it is. I think that's what stuff like that's important. And I love when stuff like that happens. You confront issues. And hey,
what is he saying here? What do you think he's saying? I love when stuff like that happens because you can confront issues.
And hey, if I'm pissed about something, he's pissed about something. Let's talk about it and move on. And
what is it about what happened that he loves? No, I'm serious. Because the team was not harmonious at 0-4. A little bit of the finger pointing happening, whether it was between the coaching staff and the players or players and players, fans and coaches, right? So it wasn't exactly harmonious, but clearly some kind of breakthrough needed to happen. And we saw that yesterday on the offense. Granted, they played against an injured and subpar defense despite its, amazing defensive coordinator in Gus Bradley, well regarded as one of the better defensive minds in the league. But they're injured right now. They're hurt. Both starting corners are out for the Colts. Their linebackers are playing poorly. They're missing all the push up front.
Wham, man. Someone called the wham
I'm not
ambulance,
making
man.
excuses.
Yeah,
I'm
like
just saying.
I'll get you blue and white shirt next time, man.
It shouldn't be shocking to you.
Fit you for the Colts.
That the game that the team exploded in was the game they should have exploded in. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, what is it about the argument that lights Trevor up?
Is that like rhetorical?
No.
It's the fact that they're working through something regardless if there's differences in opinion.
It didn't really look like they were. I mean, he says they worked through it, but he went to Gabe one more time for the game. And by the way, I think he fumbled on it. He's throwing darts out there. I don't know. I hear Trev say, I love this. And I go, okay, well, part of me understands if he's talking about working through tough conversations. If there was a therapist in the room, they'd be like, maybe the game isn't the best time to work through your toughest conversations. Maybe we could focus being on the same page when it counts the most. And then after the fact, get together and kind of break it down together. Okay, fine. But Trev loved it. He got what he needed out of it.
We did a great job of that. Gabe's always good at communicating, so got on the same page quick, and it was good.
It was just so wild to hear because Gabe Davis has this reputation for being like a better teammate than most. One of these guys that's loved by everybody.
But that doesn't mean that there's not going to be those interactions.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously. And he's a human being.
Aaron, that happens, I bet you, okay, maybe not with the starting quarterback and one of the main targets. That happens on most NFL sidelines at least once or twice between those teams. A week.
Okay.
A week.
But like if you're telling me Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow yelling at each other, I'm like, yeah, all right. If you're telling me it's what's his name, Stephon Diggs yelling at insert team quarterback here, then fine. I'm like, yeah, fine.
Okay.
But like Trevor Lawrence ain't the guy to jump down someone's throat, and neither is Gabe Davis.
Maybe they're switching it up.
Well, maybe.
They're 0-4.
And it worked for him.
Yeah. Yell
I'm just
more.
saying this added to the surprise nature of the whole thing. That's all. That's not something you've seen over 3 years. One cut. That's all we got to do, huh? How about as we go to break, one more on, that was from Doug's press conference, wasn't it? All right. We got the Gabe Davis thing. I guess we'll come back with some more from Trevor. I want to hear from Trevor on Brian Thomas Jr. I want to hear from Trevor on the offensive line. I want to hear from Trevor on this winning streak against Indianapolis. I didn't hear the answer to this question, but I know what I want to hear, and I feel like we're not going to hear it. We'll do this when we come back on the Aaron Schachter Show. 904-362-9901 is the phone number. A few minutes, the Sports Center update, and we'll be back on ESPN 690.
Firefighters, paramedics, police officers. They take care of us, and at AMCO, we're proud to take care of them. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. As an essential business, we work on every kind of car repair with flexible financing and extra safety precautions. Essential, reliable, trusted. That's the men and women who are there for us, and it's our honor to be there for them. AA MCO.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
Have you seen your financial freedom wiped out by stock market volatility? It's Rich Jones. Consider investing in real estate funds from DLP Capital. Don Wenner is CEO and founder.
DLP Capital has provided our investors with consistent double-digit returns by investing in cash-flowing residential real estate. For more than a decade, we have had zero losses, little volatility, and have shot above our return targets in all of our investment funds. Plus, we offer monthly distributions and tax shelter opportunities.
To get your investor's guide and learn more, dial **invest on your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
Poker players, brace yourselves. The World Poker Tour storms into Best Bet Jacksonville October 31st to November 19th, and the forecast calls for massive prize pools. Event 1 has a cool $200,000 guarantee. Event 6, a downpour of $300,000. And the main event, a flood of a $1 million guarantee. WPT Championship satellites are already brewing. Don't get left high and dry. Head to bestbetjacks.com for details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
David Ammon here with Zero Res. Ammon, I can't believe it's been 20 years since we started Zero Res. Do you remember? You were only 7 years old and we had you cleaning the vans after school.
Yeah, I'm grateful I've always had a job that taught me to work hard, take care of things, and to appreciate our good customers.
October is birthday month for Zero Res, so what are we doing for our customers?
Just say happy birthday Zero Res and we'll give you $50 off. That's $50 off carpet, tile and grout, upholstery, or area rugs.
Zero Res.
Spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Prime Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Prime Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Prime Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 904-900-4770, 904-900-4770. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 904-900-4770.
Snyderman, can you move things in your mind?
Nope.
Did you read our minds?
I got nothing. Were you thinking of nothing?
No. So, what makes you a superhero?
I can tell if you should repair or replace your air conditioning system.
If it's time to replace your air conditioning unit, Snyder can help. Get 0% interest if you pay in full within 60 months. Visit SnyderAC.com and get the details in a flash.
Flash? I think you mean Snyderman.
CAC 1813307.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmett Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable, and one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 40 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shield Guards Real Fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 void in Mississippi.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip,
or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Patriots safety Jabril Peppers, a team captain, pleaded not guilty today, 2 days after he was arrested on charges that included assault and battery, strangulation, and drug possession following a disturbance at a home early Saturday morning. Quarterback Deshaun Watson's struggles continue. The Browns are 1-4, but Coach Kevin Stefanski said they're not switching quarterbacks. ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky.
No way that anyone can tell me that Kevin Stefanski is trotting out Deshaun Watson on a consistent basis and in his heart believes that's what's best for the football team. That is 100% either an ownership or a front office decision.
Dan Orlovsky on Unsportsmanlike. Watson's in the midst of a fully guaranteed 5-year, $230 million contract. A judge granted preliminary approval to the $2.8 billion legal settlement that would transform college sports by allowing schools to pay players. A final hearing is set for April 7th of 2025. Texas quarterback Quinn Ewers expected to return from an oblique injury and start against Oklahoma Saturday. Alabama junior defensive tackle Jaheim Otis will redshirt this season and enter the NCAA transfer portal.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Tuesday, Brock Purdy hasn't looked super without his friends. I'll tell you what he needs to do to silence the critics if he wants to get paid this offseason. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Live from the Anajar and Levine studios, Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. Who is this guy? Aaron Shafting? What is it? Oh, Schachter? Schachter. Okay. Shack Attack. Schachter. He gets shacked. But I digress. Here we go.
Ready? Yeah. Turn off your radio.
The Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show. ESPN 690, Aaron Schachter, Brian Middleton, producer Jordana with you guys up until 5 p.m. Celebrating, having fun, feeling fortunate. You had a good football weekend, right, Brian? The Jags won. Did your Geechee Cats win?
No.
Oh, didn't see that coming.
Man. Yeah.
What about your
I know you're not talking Jets fan. Come on, man.
What about your South Carolina Geechee Hens? How'd they do?
Oh, them no, they got walked to.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they got walked to. Man,
not cool.
Caleb Williams and the Bears said, nah,
Not cool. Well, we're going to see him next week. Tell you what, man, Caleb Williams, it's good we're getting him away from home. He's 3-0 at home this year. No turnovers either.
Good for him.
That team has already had a players-only meeting with the offensive coordinator. That's when you know it's not going well. You're like 3 games into the year, they're like, no, this is not going to be what we're here for this year. But that's also what's interesting about a team like the Bears right now where, you know, Caleb Williams isn't calling that meeting. He still doesn't know what he doesn't know yet. There's no way he's got the confidence to call that meeting.
Oh, he has the confidence to call that
this
meeting.
This is DJ Moore. This is Keenan Allen. This is all the guys on the team who are veterans, who are good players, who have been with winning organizations, who know it's not supposed to look like this. That's just what I believe. I think.
No, I'm with you. I don't think that he called the meeting, like he didn't set it. But do I think he believes in himself enough that he would have, if the environment was right enough, I think that he would call that meeting just based off of his reports in his time there, and just like kind of the confidence he's already shown, or super belief in oneself before you even hit the football field once. So, but I'm with you. Yeah, it has to be the vets that probably came together and said,
like
hey,
if the rookie is calling a players-only
down.
meeting, I'm like, hey, why don't you wait until week 6, all right, buddy? Why don't you relax?
How about you just play better? Call a meeting with yourself.
Yeah. How about you remember where the locker room is before you call a players-only meeting?
And bring my donuts, you rook.
I'll tell you a rookie who's impressing, aside from Caleb.
Oh, I know where you're going.
Is Brian Thomas Jr.
No, not what I thought.
Oh,
okay.
Where'd you think I was
agree,
going?
though. Jaden Daniels.
Oh, well, he's impressing for sure.
But, yeah, BTJ.
No, I'm talking about BTJ. Every week it seems like this dude's lighting him up more and more. I mean, we legitimately may have drafted a wide receiver 1. Already, maybe the best wide receiver draft pick this team's ever had with respect to Allen Hurns. Name another. Think about all the wide receivers over the years who you drafted. Reggie Williams, Matt Jones. Shout out to Mac Jones. We're in the Matt Jones throwback this weekend. Same number. You look at all the receivers the Jaguars have drafted. BTJ's off to a pretty hefty start.
Yeah, man.
Trev's got to be lit up. Here's Trevor on BTJ's speed.
Yeah, there's not that many guys like it. I mean, obviously you see a few around the league that are fast and can break away, and if they get in the open field, there's really nobody that's going to catch them on the other side of the ball. He's definitely one of those guys. So the more we can find opportunities to get him the ball in those situations, we're going to score a lot of points with him. So, but I thought beyond that, just being in the right spot, doing the right thing, he did a nice job today. I thought we played the game on schedule. We weren't perfect. You're never going to be perfect in this league. So obviously there's still some stuff to learn from, and there's a couple miscues out there that'll be good to turn on the tape and get better from it. But I thought he did a great job of just playing smart, being in the right spot.
Calling him out on those miscues a little bit. Hey, Rook, maybe keep that head the static size. Don't let it get too big. That's basically what he's saying. He likes what he sees, though, and you can tell the target share is representative of it. 4 targets week 1, 4 targets week 2, 9 targets week 3, 9 targets week 4, 8 targets week 5. The yards going up, the receptions going up, touchdowns going up. His grade for receiving going up. Brian, he goes 60 to 56 to 81 to 84.
Yeah.
Progress, straight up.
I mean, he's only 5 games into his rookie season, so you got to believe that there is so much that a lot of this is just raw talent and what he's been able to pick up, as a rookie. But once he is, fully comfortable in the playbook, in the route running, Aaron, I think that you're right already, even though you kind of posed it as a question. This is the best wide receiving draft pick that the Jags have had in the history of the Jags organization. I got to be honest with you. If he's playing like this right now, a little bit of hyperbole, but maybe not, he might be, when it's all said and done, the best Jags receiver we ever had here.
Oh,
you sure about that?
Easy.
If that's what he's doing right now.
Easy.
Aaron, you got to believe, though. You got to look at it this way, right? I get it. It's a passing league, even though this season doesn't seem like it's a passing league. And I understand that, okay, if most of the rules are set up for the offense to, at least be able to move the ball and for receivers to be able to go across the middle, and that wasn't always a thing. And, there are other rules in place that kind of hamstring the defenders when you start talking about tackling and whatnot, which helps the offensive player, get yards after catch, or, you can't get hit a certain way. That helps the offensive player. But you're talking about a kid out here that has all the speed in the world, and theoretically, he don't know the majority of stuff that he'll know in 2 seasons, in 5 seasons, those little, plays that you can do that, oh, man, that's a vet move right there in the route running. That's a vet move in the...
If you get to say that, then you also have to say we don't know what it's going to look like when the league catches up to his play, because right now his route tree is very singular.
Yeah, sure, that's fine, but my argument would be it should be harder right now. If this is the hard part, if this is the league, if you're a rookie as a receiver, it should be tougher right now as opposed to by the end of the season or two or 3 or 5 seasons from now, because now you're talking about a singular route tree. He should be better in multiple different ways. So the league can't just adjust to how he is right now. If he's improving and he's already showing that he can play at a high level, granted the sample size is 5 games.
Best Jaguars pass catchers of all time. I'll give you some names. You tell me if these names do or do not belong on the list.
Okay.
All right. I want you to be thinking of the top 5 best Jaguars pass catchers. Well, obviously Jimmy Smith has to lead any of those lists.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're putting Jimmy in there, you know you got to put Keenan in there as well.
Yes, sir.
All right. Mercedes Lewis has 375 receptions for this team. But it was 170 games played. Is actually second on this list to Jimmy Smith's 171.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that makes sense, though.
But for Mercedes, it was 4,500 yards. That's no slouch.
No.
And it's not like you were counting on Mercedes for 800 yards a year. It took time to accumulate that. But somewhat reliable. 655 targets, 375 catches. Mojo got to be in the top 5 as a pass catcher for this team, which goes to show you how, whatever the opposite of deep it's been in the wide receiver, how shallow it's been in that wide receiver room. If you're getting Mojo in there, you got to think about Fred Taylor as well in terms of the backs. Kyle Brady, maybe in the conversation. Didn't necessarily have an extremely long career here. Allen Robinson in the conversation, but again, it was a short amount of time. But despite the short amount of time, you're still talking about 202 catches. Almost 3,000 yards receiving. But once you get past there, you're talking about guys like Allen Hurns and Pete Mitchell and Reggie Williams. Shout out to Reggie. I love Reggie Williams. Evan Ingram suddenly on that list, and you're like, all right, maybe BTJ is in that conversation. But still a little way to go. Little way to go as far as best pass catcher all time.
Yeah, of course. Of course. But on that list that you told me right there.
Still a little way to go to even get to the top 3, Brian. Like, all right, take Jimmy and Keenan out of it.
Yeah.
I'm not even, I mean, he's 5 games in. I'm not even talking stat-wise. Just whether it be reliability.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
The go-to nature of the position. I think by the end of the year, if he continues on this track, we're not wondering if he's better pass catcher than Mercedes Lewis or Mojo or anything like that. But Keenan McCardle, Jimmy Smith, Brian Thomas Jr., that may be your top 3 by the end of the year.
I think, yeah, you're right. All of those factors have to come into account. But out of all of those guys there, and granted, I'm just being totally honest, I had to go back. I didn't follow the Jags as closely, really at all, when Jimmy Smith and Keenan McCardle were there. You know, I was a Carolina Panthers fan. I wasn't in Jacksonville. But I've done enough research now, and I've seen enough. I understand the fact that Jimmy Smith's not in the Hall of Fame is a travesty.
It's pretty wild.
But his time from Dallas to Jacksonville especially, I mean, holy smokes. If BTJ continues on this path, he doesn't always have to have 120 yards. He doesn't always have to have a 45, 55-plus yard reception for, you know, either a touchdown or a long, you know, gets us deep into the opposing team's territory. But I look at it as, when's the last time we had a guy that struck fear, quote-unquote fear, or a lot of attention from a defense, from the receiver position in the way that, man, he can break our backs. He can turn the game by one quick move, and he's gone. You let him get the ball, you set him up one-on-one, you got to have over-the-top coverage. You got to make sure that people are rotating to him. Where's he at, first and foremost? And I got to be real with you. I don't think since probably Jimmy Smith, and that's no knock on Keenan McCardle. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think you're off by a little bit, but not by – but I don't know how to say this. I don't agree with you, but I don't think you're wild for the position.
Gotcha.
Right? Outside of Jimmy Smith, Keenan McCardle, you did have guys who did strike fear, whether it be for a season or two. But a guy like Justin Blackmon having 2 games over 150 yards, I mean, guys were looking at him even in the rookie year. A guy like Allen Robinson, really his standout year with us. You had to keep an eye on Allen Robinson. He struck fear into a couple of guys. You could say the same about flashes from guys like Hurns or even, what was the kid's name? UCF, wide receiver.
Cole something?
No. No one saw him coming, too. It was Mike Thomas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it was like real quick. It was a pop-up here and then gone. Maybe 2 seasons, it was over. Not the Saints Mike Thomas. I'm going to have to do this during the commercial break unless I could find it here. Mike Thomas, I'm pretty sure he was a UCF graduate. There are Jaguars fans listening right now who are like, come on.
Give him the credit.
Give him the credit. Yeah, he played for the Jags 09 to 12.
And his name is Mike Thomas.
Mike Thomas. Selected by the Jags in the 4th round of the 09 draft. As a rookie, he started 14 games, 48 catches, 453 yards, 48 receptions, were tied with Michael Crabtree for fourth among rookies. And then 2010, he kind of stepped it up a little bit. Man, I wish I had these numbers in front of me. Mike Thomas. For a year, he was everyone was hot to trot on Mike Thomas, and then it just disappeared. Let's see. 2010, 66 catches, 820 yards, and everyone thought he was the next number one for the team. He was making that progression. The following year, he was down to 44 catches, 400 yards, 18 catches, 100 yards, and then it was lights out for the Mike Thomas career here in Jacksonville after that.
I hear you, man. Far be it for me to knock anybody who's come prior to, Brian Thomas Jr. I'm just telling you that if we put it all into a vacuum, the kind of attention, the kind of impact, even them just being on the field. I got to be real with you, man. Whether it be Mike Thomas or even Justin Blackmon with the double 150s back to back, or any number of these guys. I feel like, honestly, you got to go back to Jimmy Smith and the Keenan McCardell.
Yeah.
And that's when you had that kind of energy for a receiver here in Jacksonville.
Wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And it makes a difference. It absolutely makes a difference. Let's get to some more of this Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson cuts, and we'll hit a phone call, and then we'll go to break in a little bit. Let's move on to the offensive line. Great reviews from the offensive line. How did Trev feel about it?
I think it depends on the year, the amount of new players you have. Really it's mainly Mitch is the only new guy up front, but center's an important position. They run the ship up there. A lot of communication. A lot goes into that position. It's a tough position. So I think he's done a great job. I think the guys, honestly, this whole year have done a good job protecting me. It's the NFL. It's never going to be perfect, and you're going to get hit sometimes. Playing quarterback in this league, that happens. There's really good defensive linemen and linebackers and all those other guys on the other side of the ball that are trying to hit you. So, but today that didn't happen at all. I don't really remember. I don't think I even got hit, really. So just hats off to those guys. Doesn't surprise me at all, but it's cool to see it happen and to be back there and just have the confidence of the group in front of you that they're going to do their job well and keep you clean, and you have the time to distribute the ball and get it downfield and when we have the shots. So,
hot take that I don't even want to believe, but I believe it's right. Anton Harrison ate it at right tackle.
No need for that shot, but please explain.
Last year, Anton Harrison got a lot of credit for what he was doing. Anton Harrison, for a rookie who had never played right tackle in his life, or at least in his football career that we know of, he played left tackle all through college. Anton Harrison did not look great at right tackle relative to the best right tackles in the league, but relative to the rookies who played right tackle last year, Anton Harrison did okay. He was serviceable. It was a gauntlet. A lot of guys, all pros, squaring up against Anton Harrison early on last year in his rookie campaign. So the fact that he made it out alive, and while the pressure rate may not have been what we wanted to see, the win rate, thanks to Trevor's quick release, was, and we were like, all right, we got to the offseason. Anton will take a step forward. We'll be better. Here we are, Brian. Year 2, still early, but we are 5 games in. Last year, Anton Harrison put in a pass block grade of 60.7 for the season. That number so far this year is 54.7. Last year, Anton Harrison put in a run block grade of 45.8 over the 17 games. This year, he's improved to 48.8. I'm telling you, if you get another season of sub 60 pass block, sub 50 run block, you might as well draft the replacement.
Well, okay. Hold on.
Okay.
Don't know about Miami. But he did also, granted, maybe other people on the offensive line graded higher. They did. I know they did. But he did also face a gauntlet of
Cleveland,
Buffalo, even with their injuries, and then Houston with, the guys
These are great
that they
pass
got
rushers. They're great.
Get me till halfway through the season. I'm still averaging that, Aaron Schachter. Then by all means, have my replacement ready in the 2026 draft. But can you give me week 8 or 9? Can you do? I'm 21. I'm 21 years old. Can you give me halfway through my second season?
22 and a half.
You know what? Okay. All right.
Just say his birthday's in February, 22 and a half.
What you're saying is it's been too long. He should be showing by
No,
now.
I'm just saying you're giving him credit. You're giving him credit for his age he hasn't earned. I just want to keep it straight up.
Oh, boy.
I want to make sure we know what we're doing here. We do have a phone call. I don't want to ignore this. 904-362-9901 if you want to jump in on the Aaron Schachter Show. Welcome to the show. Who's this?
Hey, what's happening? Solid Take.
Oh, Solid Take. Brian on the phone. Solid Take set one of us straight here.
Hey, well, first of all, it was good to hear a new voice. I forgot who it was that answered the phone, but that was good to hear.
Oh, it's Jordana.
But,
that's wild.
Yeah,
Hold on, Solid Take. What's that mean?
Oh, I'm with Solid Take on. I'm real tired of hearing your
that
voice
mean?
now. Yeah.
On, man.
Okay,
Come on,
B.
man. Y'all
All
my
right. Cool.
Hey, what happened? Well, hey, man, I wanted to comment. Brian, man, you wasn't honestly. I know people probably gonna jump down your throat a little early, but honestly, I think he can eclipse that. I think he can get to that level. He may be the best Jag receiver of all time.
We certainly hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he can get there. I mean, you said it right. It's McCardell and Jimmy Smith that that's really the top echelon.
It's
And
not
honestly,
only that,
Solid
Take. It's not only that. It's Jimmy Smith, it's Keenan McCardell, and then it's a whole lot of fairway before you get to Mercedes Lewis at number 3.
Well, I mean, you can throw out names like Mike Thomas and Cecil Shorts, but I believe he's already up there with them guys already.
Yeah, I think you need a couple more games. At least those guys came through in a couple of different spots. We've seen great stuff from BTJ. I think if he's consistent, I'm with you. I just need more games, I think.
Gotcha. And I tell you what, man, Blackman never had a chance, but I think he would have definitely made it to that list too.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately,
He looked dangerous out there when he was sober. Absolutely.
Unstoppable. But honestly, man, great win for the Jags. That Gabe Davis, listen, if it was him, now I know what it was. I spoke to somebody on the team.
Oh.
And they told me what it was. He
a
was
little
wide open
insider
on the play.
action. Please tell us what the deal was.
He was wide open on the play, and
Oh.
he felt like Trevor missed him. He's not one of those stats-hungry guys that like, I got to get my 6-7 catches. But he was wide open on the play, and Trevor decided to go to the first person he saw rather than scan the field. He was literally wide open.
Yeah.
Through the replay, he was standing there open.
Well, the
So
next
it
time he got
really
his
wasn't
shot,
a thing.
next time he's got his shot, he ended up coughing the ball up. So I wonder how that ended up working out.
Then Trevor followed up with an interception. But we're going to leave that alone. they both leveled out.
That was a booty cheeks interception, too. Not only is he throwing to Christian Kirk, I think it was Christian Kirk downfield that he threw the interception on. Maybe it was a tight end. I got to double check. But I remember he's triple coverage. Like he's throwing into three Colts.
That's what. Well, the thing was he didn't see that safety. He thought that safety was gonna go a different way. He didn't see that safety, but it was 3 people there. You're right. It was a horrible pass. But he had a great game, man. A bounce back game. And if anything, I wanna get rid of that ETN. I hear a lot of fans yelling, "Let's trade ETN." And I listen, don't go that far. Tank Bisbee, yeah, he's doing his thing, but don't let go of Travis yet. Don't do that.
I'm with you, Solid Take. Don't let go of Travis yet, but you are talking about a guy, they've taken him on his 5th-year option, but eventually, just like every team gets to this question at the end of their running back's first contract, are we doing this again, and are we doing it to the tune of $10 million, $12 million? And if you would have asked me this before this season started, what I think would happen, they did pick up the 5th-year option. I would have told you they're going to extend him, and he's going to be extended at $7 to $10 million a year. Now I'm looking at it going, they may ride him out for the 5th year and then just let whatever happens happen.
Yeah, I would rather take that route because he's one of. It's good to have that dynamic duo, and he's the opposite from Bigsby. Well, Bigsby has the speed, but Travis, he's electric. He could take it home in any minute now, and he adds that element of passing to the game too, pass catching. So I like that. But I also want to give a young guy's credit, man. Ventrell Miller is playing out of his mind.
He's nasty.
Now if anybody needs to be looking behind their shoulders, it's Foy. To be honest with you.
Well, this is
Ventrell Miller.
Yeah, you know what?
And you got to understand, middle linebacker is a hard position.
Sure.
You're the quarterback.
Sure.
You got to know the defenses. And for him to step in right there and you really can't tell that Foy is not out there, that's a big sign right there.
It is. But Foye is such a big part to this defense and team. He's a team leader. He's a really smart cat. He's out there communicating with the guys. The fact that Ventrell Miller is playing well, the fact that Yasir Abdullah is playing pretty decent, the fact that Devin Lloyd is playing lights out this year, and by the way, thank you for the call. Solid take. I really appreciate it. The fact that these guys are playing so well is a godsend when you're out a Foye Oluokun. I don't know that you replace Foye Oluokun. Jordana, I think you're playing something right now. You got to be careful of what's playing over there. I don't think you replace a Foye Oluokun with someone like Ventrell Miller. I do think what it allows you to do is appreciate your depth. You're not just sitting there hoping Chad Muma came to play that day, right? Like, you've got depth in the linebacker room, and quite frankly, they just redid Foye's contract, so I don't think they're necessarily in a cap position where it's disadvantageous, where they don't want to carry Foye, but Foye is not exactly the youngest guy in the linebacker room.
Wow.
And when the contract is up in another 2 years, or I got to double check when they extended him to, I think the exit strategy becomes a lot easier. Brian, you think it's a lot of disrespect.
I just think, man, see, this is the problem right here, Jacksonville. This y'all problem right here. Y'all get one win against the Indianapolis Colts. Now it's trade Travis Etienne, Foye. How many more years we got till we can get rid of them? Come on, guys. Calm down. Chill out. I tell you this, Aaron, we talked about this beforehand, and maybe, I don't know, maybe you want to go to break first because I don't want to extend it anymore. But I was talking to you about this before we got into the show. If I can talk right now, geez. Listen, I appreciate this win. I'm glad they did it. I'm glad they did it when Tom Coughlin was there and they were playing the inspirational music while he was doing his speech. I was like, this is a real production right here. I mean, is this a movie? Where's the director at? This is great.
All right.
It was cool seeing Tony Baselli and, Jimmy Smith and, the guys behind him. It was awesome that they were able to pull out this exciting win. But if this doesn't lead to the Jags in the regular season winning 10 games at least, meaning they've already lost 4, Aaron, to go to win 10, they got to go, 9-3, I believe. 9-3 in the rest of these games right here. If they're not winning at least 10 games, I don't want this to start clicking. It sounds crazy. I don't want this to start, I don't want them to start off and come back from London 3-4. And then all of a sudden we look halfway through the season, a little bit through the third quarter of the season, and we're 6-7. And then you mess around and you look at it, and it's we end up 8-9, 9-8, 7-10.
You just don't want to screw up our opportunity there to continue progress.
I don't want us to even feel somewhat comfortable that we turned it around, we turned the corner, we figured it out. If this is the beginning of a win streak for the rest of the year, where we get into the playoffs at 10-7, we should be able to do that. Even though Houston's 4-1, then fine. But man, this is one win that I feel decent about. It's cool to see some of the young guys, like you said, play well. BTJ, Ventrell Miller, great. But I don't want to jump over the moon, jump over the bridge, whatever the cliche saying is. We looking at Foye's contract 2 years from now. You make a good point, but holy smoke, Travis Etienne's like, what you saying? I can't say that. But if you know the 50 Cent meme with the Floyd Mayweather, you know what I wanted to say right now.
Sure.
Yeah, but we just won. I got positive yards. I'm a part of this team. Okay. All right, Jacksonville.
You seem like a little bit nervous. You seem like you got to win, and you just want to keep everything copacetic. I understand that. A little bit of PTSD, a little bit of scar tissue there. You just want to make sure we don't fall off the rails. But when it comes to a guy like Foye, just reminding you, they redid his deal, and they actually did a smart, team-friendly one where the cap hit this year is 15.7. The cap hit next year is less. It's 11.5. Then they do have the potential out going into 2026, which is his age 31 year. And so do I think Foye Oluokun is still going to be a tremendous linebacker and football player when he turns 31 at the start of the 2026 season? I do believe that'll be the case. But do I believe the Jags will want to pay him $16.5 million with a guy like Devin Lloyd playing lights out most likely, a guy like Ventrell Miller playing lights out most likely, and maybe even a guy like Yasir Abdullah stepping up as well, a guy like Chad Muma on the roster maybe playing well? Maybe that forces them to take another look at a guy like Foye. Or maybe you're able to trade him to a contender for a couple of draft capital because you know you got the depth on the team. Whatever it is, these are good things for a team to have problems with, not bad things. It's good when you have too many good running backs. It's good when you have too many good linebackers. It's not good when you lack the depth. And that is what I think would happen if this team ended up trading a guy like Walker Little, which is what's being suggested right now. Lots of people want to come off some of these extra pieces. I don't think it's time for that. Just like I don't think it's time to keep talking on the Aaron Schachter Show. No, it's time for a break. 904-362-9901 is the phone number. Aaron Schachter, Brian Middleton, and Jordana with you guys up until 5 p.m. on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Mostly cloudy today with scattered showers that will have a tendency to diminish later today. Still pretty warm, 80 to 85, dropping to the lower 70s tonight and partly to mostly cloudy tomorrow. Your Tuesday high 83, and there'll be a few showers from time to time, but plenty of dry hours. Impacts from Milton look to be holding off until about later Wednesday through Wednesday night into Thursday. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jags.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where now you can save thousands on buy one, get one on wedding bands, going on now through October 31st.
Are you looking for ways to entertain your clients, reward employees, and impress potential new prospects with something memorable? Daly's Place Blue offers the best ROI for entertaining in Jacksonville. Create a live VIP music experience like no other with the best seats in the house, premium parking, a luxury lodge, suite or couch, your own private entrance, VIP lounge access, guaranteed tickets to sold-out shows, and much more. You'll never want to see a show any other way once you go blue. To learn more, go to dailysplace.com or call 904-633-2000.
Join us for our annual Trunk or Treats events on October 19th from 4 to 7 p.m. at our Forever Vet Central location. This free community event is open to all kids, teens, and of course, pets and their pet parents. Forever Vets will have Dr. Baxter's Haunted House, a vendor village, live DJ, outdoor games, a bounce house, raffle prizes, and even a live pet costume fashion show for pets and parents. Everyone's encouraged to dress up for some Halloween fun. Visit forevervets.com for more information.
Advisory services through Talon Private Wealth and SEC registered investment advisor. Lord license D056341.
On Guarding Your Nest Egg Radio, Mike Lester, founder of Talon Wealth, focuses on a key question many share. Do I have enough to retire?
For starters, we'll do the math for you. But to me, it's really more about lifestyle. I want to find out what's important to you. I want to find out what your expenses are. And then I'm going to give you a realistic expectation moving forward of how your money needs to be invested to accomplish your goals in retirement.
Get to know Mike at guardingyournestegg.com.
Having trouble finding that luxury timepiece you've been dreaming about? You might be surprised to find it at Diamonds Direct. Diamonds Direct now invites you to our exclusive luxury watch collection, now stocked with some hard-to-find brand new and certified pre-owned Swiss timepieces. At Diamonds Direct, our buyers have been scouring the country finding the watches you can't get anywhere else, including a fabulous collection of new and pre-owned models in immaculate condition from Rolex, Audemars Piguet, Patek Philippe, Richard Mille, and more. We've got Rolex Submariners, Datejust, Pepsis, Batmans, and other hard sought-after models. So if you're tired of waiting for years to get that luxury watch you've been wanting, stop waiting. Walk out with it today at Diamonds Direct. And if you have a fine Swiss watch you want to sell, our buyers are always willing to pay top dollar. Maybe it's time for a trade-in or trade-up. Come and see the all-new luxury watch collection at Diamonds Direct. Get showroom directions, hours, and learn more at diamondsdirect.com.
We all have a story that shapes who we are. Yet most of the kids Daniel serves have stories that began with hardship. By supporting Daniel, you can help make their next chapters brighter. Join Daniel in raising $140,000 to celebrate 140 years of helping kids in crisis. You can make double the impact as donations made this month will be matched by the Dolores Barr Weaver Legacy Funds. Change children's stories for the better by giving at danielkids.org.
Let's face it, nothing makes you look older than you really are than thinning hair. But what if you could not only increase your hair count, but promote new hair growth without surgery, without drugs with potential side effects, and without a prescription from your doctor? Well, now you can, thanks to a breakthrough new supplement called Hair Grow, provided by New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Europe. Hair Grow is now available in the U.S. Only Hair Grow contains Tocogaya, a powerful antioxidant that has received a U.S. patent. Multiple clinical studies show Hair Grow is safe and effective in promoting new hair growth. In one study, 95% of the patients using Hair Grow saw increased hair count. Don't lose more time and more hair. Try Hair Grow today to feel and look your best. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or in stores at your local CVS. Look younger and feel more confident with Hair Grow by New Nordic. at newnordicusa.com or in stores at your local CVS.
Hey, you.
What's good, my boy?
Connect with us on Instagram. Search for @ESPN690Jags and check out the latest sports news. We're ESPN 690.
What?
We are ESPN 690.
Just as long as we tracking.
Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Welcome back. It's the Aaron Schachter Show. Doing live acoustic versions of my own bump music.
Say, man, what you so happy about, man?
It's show day. That's what I'm happy about.
Okay.
I just spent a weekend with a couple of cool people celebrating some birthdays.
How did that go, though?
It was actually, I got a couple of stories, although I feel like now's not the time because we got some more calls and stuff. But I do want to dive in at some point, whether that's today or maybe tomorrow. Maybe we do a whole show devoted to the weekend.
Yeah, I'll get Reg on here, too. Okay.
Yeah, get Reg on there. Me and Reg's taking a holiday together. Enjoying ourselves. Like a platonic 80s sitcom.
Oh, you threw that platonic in there. Okay.
Yeah, well, because we're an odd couple, Brian. Me and Reg. Not me and you. Me and you were meant to be together.
I don't have my hotkeys, boy. You're lucky.
Oh, you want me to do it for you, buddy?
Nah.
Personal foul. Offense. He was giving them the business.
That's a good one.
Yeah? Not me and you were meant to be together?
You sure about that?
Okay. No?
Nah.
Okay.
Mm-mm. It's all good, man. I'll
You
save
sure?
it. I'll get it set up somehow.
Okay.
I got you.
Because if you want to say so, you could just say it.
Yeah, but the hotkey, it hits different. You know that.
Okay. I was just saying, next time you want to say something.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll take it into consideration.
DJ Aaron? DJ Aaron Schachter? Okay.
I don't know what happened. So I'm going to stop pressing buttons, and I'm just going to let Kilkenny ruin the show instead of me. Welcome to the Aaron Schachter Show, Dan.
Aaron on the ones and twos. Oh, man.
I'm going to stop pressing all the buttons. Dan, I saw on the call screener you wanted to talk about trading Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, and Foye Oluokun. Go.
You know what? We would just blow it up. We can get, all new next year. No.
We got one win. It's all we needed.
Yeah, exactly. But, no, hey, we win. We won. How about that?
How about that?
I got a great story for you. So I'm watching the game, and then at 1:37, some moron decides to hit a power pole and snap it in half, and I lost power.
Oh, the worst.
But I still had my generator sitting on the carport.
Look at you. You're like a real-life Florida dude with a generator and everything.
Oh, man. As soon as they said, I pulled it up and I found out what had happened, excuse me, I fired it up. The only thing I plugged in was the Wi-Fi router and the modem. And then, boom, got that back up and running.
That's right.
I get the game back on, and as soon as I did, they snapped the ball. Bam! 85-yard touchdown.
Oh, it was you. It was your fault. You did it.
What in the world? That was I could not have planned that better because they were already down and they weren't looking all that good.
It was not looking good.
And then all of a sudden I come back and then huge play and then more and more and they kept going and it was fantastic.
Huge.
So I missed I missed most of the bad stuff.
That's the best way to watch the game.
Exactly.
Yeah. Good stuff.
On that interception, y'all were talking about that a little bit earlier.
Yeah, the triple coverage.
Yeah. Now, the triple coverage part was bad, but
is that how you would describe it? Cool. I feel like that's an accurate description.
But when you look at the all 22 on that,
yeah,
we had 6 guys on the line. They had 4 rushing, and so we had max protect. They weren't trying to get to us. They dropped everybody. The other 3 receivers that went out for routes all ended up about 15 yards down on the left side, about 5 yards from the sideline, and they were all within a few yards of each other. And so the tight ends that were back for blocking, none of them broke out.
Yeah.
None of them just went ahead and said, you know what, I'm not even touching anybody. Let me just step over here and catch the ball and get the first down. No. They all stood right there at the line, and the other 3 receivers all basically ran into each other, Larry, Curly, and Moe style. And the only one that was actually going out on a real route was triple covered.
Yeah.
How about we just don't throw the ball there? Go ahead. You had plenty of room. Run. Do something. But that was horrible. Then the little bit of reality.
That was
There
the
we go.
positive? Mo,
Yeah,
Larry,
boy.
and Curly was the positive? Okay.
Now, come on, Kilkenny. Come with the negative. That's what I like to hear.
So when you watch that first, when Flacco was, which, hey, you know what? Flacco he's old.
Ageless.
He is a great pocket quarterback as long as you're not pressuring him too much, But for his accuracy was fantastic. And if you watch the plays, the first pass, who was the defender? 25. Second pass, 26. Third pass, 25. Fourth pass, 26. And it went back and forth like that for the first 11 passes.
He was like 10 of 11 or something pretty close to that.
Yeah, they were the only two guys that were being thrown towards. And then the 12th one was the one that went by Ventrell Miller. He ended up getting a guy. He didn't get a huge gain, but there was only twice. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. There was that little bit of the game that I didn't get to see. But out of what I got to watch, there were only 3 times that you could say that they threw towards Monteric. And one of them, it was actually the running back coming out of the backfield that, he was playing zone, so his guy had went past him, and he was, keeping the edge. And so what in the world is going on with everybody can see, hey, you know what? You want to make a pass? Throw it to 20, whoever 25 and 26 is on, throw it to them, And it's been almost every single week. And they bring over Darby, supposed to be all great and everything. It hasn't been. It has been a very, very frustrating, time watching him out there.
Yeah, Darby's had a rough go of it. Obviously, Buster Brown, we lose something when you lose Tyson Campbell, right? And thinking that you were going to have Campbell might have helped Darby along, at least get settled in these first couple of weeks where the game comes back to you with a new playbook and stuff. But that's not the situation we've got. Antonio Johnson, Monteric Brown, they really haven't delivered in the way we wanted to see them. Buster Brown was the guy covering Alec Pierce on those 2 catches.
Right. That was the bad part, is there towards the end. But in the beginning, he was in the last couple games, really, they have not been throwing his way that often. But if you know that you got somebody easier to worry about defending, you may as well just chuck it that direction.
Yeah, for the game, Buster Brown, 6 receptions on 8 targets. He allowed 90 yards. That's good for 15 per catch. Antonio Johnson in the game, 6 receptions, targeted 8 times for 63 yards. A touchdown for Johnson, none for Buster Brown. You had Ronald Darby give up a touchdown to Michael Pittman Jr. Ronald Darby in the game targeted 5 times, 3 catches, 29 yards. Cisco, who I don't know if something's wrong with Cisco this year or what. He's looked not great in terms of tackling this year. He's got a bunch of key missed tackles, especially last week. But in the game, it was not kind, man. 4 of 5, 5 targets, 4 receptions, 97 yards, 3 first downs, giving up a touchdown to Alec Pierce. It was not a good day for the secondary. That's a nice way to put it. The last 2 drives for old man Flacco, he's flawless. He doesn't miss a pass. He's got a perfect quarterback rating. It's almost like what he did to us last year when he was on the Browns.
Right, exactly. And with Cisco, I've been watching him the last few weeks, and a lot of the times that there are problems going on, you notice that all of a sudden Cisco is right there with other defenders. And he's looking at them like if they're in the wrong place. But it keeps happening. And so is it actually that the other guy's in the wrong place and Cisco's in the right place? Or did Cisco mess up?
Yeah, it's a great question, especially when you're dealing with new guys on the team and people trying to get their assignments. We see the same on the offense often as well, not just this year, but last year as well. So I get it. Kilkenny, it's a good point. And we'll just have to see as time moves on if it improves. You'd like to believe if it's a matter of knowing the playbook, knowing where to be, understanding the calls that Ryan Nielsen's throwing out there, that this thing will fix itself. But you got to see it happen in a hurry. Here we are, 5 weeks into the season at 1-4. You're going into the stretch of the year. The Jags were supposed to dominate. You got the Bears and the Patriots coming up. You might get the Patriots at a time where they're changing quarterbacks, so that'll be a little bit helpful. Obviously, the Bears with a rookie quarterback and a terrible run defense. If Tank Bigsby is going to go off for 250 yards in a game, it's going to be next week across the pond. Any case you slice it, it's time for the Jags to continue rolling with that momentum. 904-362-9901 is the phone number here on the Aaron Schachter Show. Me, Brian Middleton, and Jordana with you up until 5 on ESPN 690.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
Main office, Jacksonville. Are you looking for ways to entertain your clients, reward employees, and impress potential new prospects with something memorable? Daly's Place Blue offers the best ROI for entertaining in Jacksonville. Create a live VIP music experience like no other with the best seats in the house, premium parking, a luxury lodge, suite or couch, your own private entrance, VIP lounge access, guaranteed tickets to sold-out shows, and much more. You'll never want to see a show any other way once you go blue. To learn more, go to dailysplace.com or call 904-633-2000.
What defines a hero? Dedication, loyalty, courage. Every day at AMCO, we serve heroes. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. From complex transmissions to simple brake jobs with flexible financing and the extra safety precautions we need. The heroes we serve don't all wear uniforms. They're people like you. At AMCO, we're proud to serve all of you. AA MCO.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
Kevin Harlan here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One. Join Ross Tucker and me from Arrowhead in Kansas City this week. It's the 4-0 Chiefs taking on the Saints. Derek Carr in New Orleans started the season with 2 straight wins, but now have fallen to 2-2. Can they bounce back against Patrick Mahomes and the defending Super Bowl champs? Tune in to find out on Monday Night Football.
Jacksonville's home for Monday Night Football is right here on ESPN 690.
Poker players, brace yourselves. The World Poker Tour storms into Best Bet Jacksonville October 31st to November 19th, and the forecast calls for massive prize pools. Event 1 has a cool $200,000 guarantee. Event 6, a downpour of $300,000. And the main event, a flood of a $1 million guarantee. WPT Championship satellites are already brewing. Don't get left high and dry. Head to bestbetjacks.com for details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
David Ammon here with Zero Res. Ammon, I can't believe it's been 20 years since we started Zero Res. Do you remember? You were only 7 years old and we had you cleaning the vans after school.
Yeah, I'm grateful I've always had a job that taught me to work hard, take care of things, and to appreciate our good customers.
October is birthday month for Zero Res, so what are we doing for our customers?
Just say happy birthday Zero Res and we'll give you $50 off. That's $50 off carpet, tile and grout, upholstery, or area rugs.
Zero Res.
Spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zero Res. Shop the Beach's Green Market this and every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Penman Park on Penman Road for fresh local fruits and vegetables, plants, meats, eggs, baked goods, honey, wellness products, and so much more. EBT cards welcome. DigLocal.org for more info.
It's football season, and Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for all the action on the gridiron. With a game-changing rewards program, plus an amazing selection of tickets, Vivid Seats ensures that every fan can catch their favorite teams and players in action. Vivid Seats has you covered with deals that cater to every football enthusiast. And all tickets come back by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Just visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
This season, get premium tech that inspires joy from Dell Technologies. Bring projects to life with the XPS 16. It delivers supercharged processing for enhanced productivity and freedom to express yourself. Performance-class Dell PCs with Intel Core Ultra processors deliver a dedicated engine to help accelerate AI. Enjoy free shipping, Dell rewards, and expert support. When you get a Dell PC with AI, it gives back. Shop now at Dell.com/deals.
Cox Media Group encourages you to make a difference for those impacted by Hurricane Helene. Donate now at redcross.org or unitedwaynefl.org. We are Jacksonville. We are Cox Media Group.
To the Aaron Schachter Show. Aaron Schachter, Brian Middleton, producer Jordana, hanging with you up until 5 p.m. Last segment of the day. Lots of phone calls today. Thanks, guys, for jumping in. Granted, it's always fun on a Victory Monday. How long have we waited? Well, I guess the answer is 5 months. Actually, 5 weeks. And then really the answer is 7 or 8 months, if not longer. I think Brian was counting the days. Like his count was at like 370 something. That can't be true. But it's very nice to see the boys come out with the win. So we're all excited. There were some other stories happening around the league. We really didn't have time to get to them. Mostly there are a couple of things that are getting my attention right now. First of all, the Bengals look like they're in significant trouble. Help is not on the way for the Cincinnati Bengals, despite Jamar Chase going absolutely bonkers yesterday. That's 2 weeks in a row for Jamar Chase, by the way. But Joe Burrow said it. We are not a championship caliber team right now. And I don't think they will be before the end of the year. Especially when you're talking about a division like the AFC North, where you got the Ravens looking great again. You got the Steelers, who are, in my opinion, mediocre, but playing very well. You've got the Browns, who are playing extremely poorly, but the literal minute they tell Deshaun Watson to take a seat on the bench, that's a 500 team, if not better. Like, that's a team that can win. You just don't want your quarterback working against you. So all that together tells me that the Bengals are absolutely going to miss the playoffs this year. It is not going good for them. How about the Vikings? Not only did they embarrass the Jets, but they're undefeated. I told you before the season started, Sam Darnold, you guys counted that man out. He's never really had a shot. Now, his game is flourishing. And Brian Flores may be the first defensive coordinator to ever win MVP. Because what Brian Flores has done with that defense is extremely impressive. Even more so when you consider they lost their best pass rusher this offseason. They lost an entire Danielle Hunter. Gone. Brian Flores has that defense cooking right now. Absolutely cooking. When you take away for garbage time and some of these late scores in these Vikings games, I think that defense right now is holding opponents to like 14 points a game. That defense is cooking. A lot of people think the Vikings are going to win the NFC. I'm not there yet. Still got a lot of great teams in the NFC. But man, eyes on the Vikings for sure. You better believe I sprinkled a little bit of that Darnold MVP money out there. Those are good odds. A lot of people think Devontae Adams getting traded to the Jets. I kind of touched on this earlier. I'm not one of them. If he did get traded to the Jets, I'm sure they'd ruin it. They'd ruin him. Turn Devontae Adams into Corey Davis. It would ruin Rodgers, who probably already hates Nathaniel Hackett. Like, the whole thing is messy. It's ripe to be jetsed with. I do think they're going to try and make the trade. I don't know that Adam wants to go. Adams probably wants to go to the Saints to play with Derek Carr and Chris Olave and Alvin Kamara and a defense that's somewhat respectable. I don't think Adams wants anything to do with the Jets. I do think Jameis Winston should be the starting quarterback for the Browns. I don't know that it's going to happen. Might not even happen anytime soon, but it needs to if the Browns plan on saving their season. And then the only other overreaction I'm seeing recently, Brian, is a lot of people think the 49ers window is closed.
Feels like it.
Well, I'm sitting here going, I don't understand how you could say it. Like, granted, obviously Christian McCaffrey is hurt.
Yeah.
You're probably not going to see him again this year. If you do, it's not going to be the same Christian McCaffrey you know.
Like a clone?
No, like a reduced version.
Oh, thought you meant like the Kanye clone.
No.
Okay.
But Brock Purdy is not playing well. Brandon Ayuk finally went off, but because the boys were down. Like, it's one thing when Brandon Ayuk goes off and he's the dude out there. It's another thing when he's going off with Kittle and Debo and McCaffrey, Juwan Jennings, who's been having a great season. I don't think the window is closed. Defense is still really good. Offense is good when it's playing well, but they do not look right now at all. Any overreactions you're seeing that you're tired of outside of trade Travis Etienne?
When's Foyer's contract up?
And Foyer's contract is up.
I heard that line. I was like, wait, what? Oh, what happened?
You got an overreaction that's been catching your eye?
Right now, that Minnesota is for real. Like, they're great. I get it. They deserve the praise that they're getting, but, let's calm down. Sam Darnold is still the quarterback, and I understand. You want to put him in that MVP conversation. He looked mighty normal this last game. I know they still won, but I don't know about that one right there in Schachter. I don't know.
All right. Well, you're not alone. A lot of people are doubters there. But I'll tell you what I'm believing in, my friend. Our ability to show up tomorrow for work. We're doing another show.
You're sure about that, Hockey?
Our ability to show up tomorrow for work.
You sure about that?
I am, in fact, sure about that. We will see you tomorrow on the Aaron Schachter Show. Wednesday's another story. But tomorrow, best believe we're coming with our crispiest underwear.
Wait,
ESPN, what?
Wait, what?
Huh?
Hey, Aaron, Monday Night Football tonight.
Oh, sweet. Who's playing? I dare you to tell me.
The Saints at the Chiefs.
Look at that. Devontae Adams, 2 new teams. We'll see you guys tomorrow on ESPN 690.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's contestant, a gravy taster from Jacksonville, Florida, me, Dennis Mosley.
Hi, Ken.
Okay, Dennis. 100 plumbers surveyed, top answer on the board. What does it mean if someone says your home has hard water?
It's made of ice? Let's see. Hard water. Oh, is it club soda mixed 4-to-1 with vodka?
Last chance, Dennis. What is hard water?
Oh, is it that lime scale stuff that makes my taps all crusty?
That's right, Dennis. And a water treatment system from Bueller Air and Plumbing will eliminate troublesome lime scale deposits that can ruin your expensive appliances and let your neighbors know for sure that you are cool.
I wonder if I can get me a gin and tonic faucet.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Meet Mike Lester.
Talent is not going to be the right choice for every single person out there, right? Because everybody is different. We do well when our clients do well. We're literally sitting on the same side of the table with them. We're in this together.
Yeah.
When you do well, I'll do well. Once we have that understanding, then we can come up with a plan that's designed to help you be successful in retirement.
Find out more at guardingyournestegg.com.
Advisory services through Talon Private Wealth and SEC Registered Investment Advisor. Florida License D056341.
Since 2012, Hunger Fight has been on a mission to eradicate childhood hunger and illiteracy in our Northeast Florida communities. Hunger Fight's goal is to ensure Title I students have access to nutritious food and books for preschoolers. These are tools necessary for success. Join in the fight against hunger and illiteracy. Go to hungerfight.org to learn more about their programs and how you can get involved. Please help make a difference in the life of a child. Food for their bellies, books for their brains. Go to hungerfight.org.
If you want to know why Arlington, rent a Toyota. That's why. It's not just a rental, it's a Toyota.
Need an 8-passenger Sienna van? Rent it. Curious about all the new 2025 Camry features? Rent it. How about a fuel-efficient RAV4? Arlington has 25 in stock and ready to rent. Rent a Toyota at Arlington has plenty of hybrids too. And Arlington's competitive rental rates make every mile amazing. Just go to arlingtontoyota.com and reserve your rental online today.
Reason number 52 to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler. Only Diamonds Direct gives you a 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. Let us explain. If you buy a diamond at Diamonds Direct today and decide in the future you want to upgrade to a larger diamond, Diamonds Direct will give you 110% of your original purchase price toward the new stone. For example, let's say you bought her a $5,000 diamond last year, but now she wants to upgrade to a $6,000 diamond. Diamonds Direct will give you $5,500 toward the new one. That's 10% more than you paid the first time. Guaranteed appreciation. Whether that first diamond was $3,000 or $30,000, you get 10% more. Who else does this? And unlike other stores who claim to offer diamond upgrades, at Diamonds Direct, there's no fine print and no minimum purchase requirement. It's 10% more, period. Come and discover real value and buy with confidence. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
It's 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Tigers and Guardians scoreless, top 4. The Raiders mulling a quarterback change for the Steelers game Sunday. Gardner Minshew benched in favor of Aiden O'Connell late yesterday.